I found the Lego Spider-Man vs. Oscorp set early at Target. This is an 808-piece set that retails for $140 in the United States, where it releases August 1st, 2025 with 8 minifigures. For the build, you have 4 separate sections that connect with some Technic pins at the side. So you could remove these, and you could even rearrange them by moving your Technic pins around. It may look like something like this might get in the way, but that's a very easy to remove side designs. So this is very easily rearranged. There's parts that may look like it would come in the way of putting them a certain way, but no, you could like easily remove that side design from that building. And the interesting thing is that this could also be connected to buildings like the deli and grocery from that Spider-Verse set earlier this year and the Peter Parker apartment set. This set gives us our first ever Oscorp building, which is a very requested building in the Marvel Universe. It's a building so tall I have to stand back to get it all in frame. Now at the front you can see there's some accessories for posing and play that might get in the way if you're displaying it just on its own. And then there's this big web which has a play feature of its own where this lever can be pushed back and forth to swing characters. So if you have those removed, it looks better on its own. This has a style similar to the 2013 Daily Bugle, where it is a facade building that is pretty tall but has very simplified interiors. I really like seeing the build for the studs not on top techniques for this front exterior, where you have this Oscorp sticker, but the plates make a nice trim to the building. So the first floor entrance has a really nice sliding door feature. I like that. It's something I've seen before, but yeah, that works great. It was with like what, the grocery store set, and then inside, very simple lobby, almost too simple. I mean, we just have that little counter right there and then a fire extinguisher that's out there. You don't even have like a waiting space with like seats or anything like that. Next is this little research area, which the design has some pretty cool builds. I like this little microscope right here, which does have a print, one that we've seen before, but it's still nice to get once again. There's also a spider piece, as well as this section observing a symbiote, little strand right there. That's pretty cool. Notice a needle inside underneath in that container. And then we have a sticker that says symbiote, and you can see a little DNA strand. The design of this has a play feature where notice this little part right here, and by pushing that, the front collapses. And that has a sticker that says Green Goblin Override. That's pretty cute. But you could easily just put that back like this. The third floor is where the Green Goblin stuff is kept, where this little clip right here is where you put the glider when you're not using it. That fits on pretty snug. And the glider is a very simple build, which uses 3 stickers. You have 2 on each of the wings, which are adjustable with this clip connection, so you can move those up and down. Enough space to fit Green Goblin just standing on there. And then you have a sticker at the very front. There's our second pumpkin bomb. And I really like this setup right here with the flame and the vial. For the vial, they just used a stud and a 1x1 circular tile attached to this cup piece, and it looks fantastic in my opinion. At the top floor, notice how the side has some studs, so you can have minifigures crawling up there. But there's also this sticker on a clear panel at the side. And this has the transformation chamber, or I guess in this case it would be like a suit-up chamber. Put Norman Osborn on one side, and then Green Goblin on the other. Spin the top, and voila. That's pretty cute. I mean, they did have that way back in the day with the original Raimi trilogy sets. There's a sticker showing a computer is overridden by Green Goblin. There's also another printed 2x2 newspaper from the Daily Bugle. And at this corner, we have a restricted area symbol, as well as a hand reader. And yeah, there's not too much to show with the roof because there really isn't a roof. They have that play feature that's kind of getting in the way of that. There is that antenna right there, which has some dish designs. This next building is the Mini Mart in Eddie Brock's apartment. They're kind of bringing together iconography from the Venom movies where they're like, okay, there's Miss Chen's convenience store and there's Eddie Brock's apartment. Let's put that in a building. The design of this is pretty cute with this bottom floor having some groceries. It's all super simple. The bottom floor, you could see the groceries they have are some fish food as well as popcorn. Miscellaneous item at the top there. And you have a small counter to check out items. Would be cool if they actually put a minifigure to run the store, you know, Miss Chen, but they don't want to put movie variants in this set, which I get. You do have a print right here on a roof brick, which we've seen before. Notice the 2x8 tile with Mini Mart as a sticker. As for Eddie Brock's apartment, you have an air conditioning unit at the front. We also have some plants at the front, which are blocking the windows, so you can't actually push it open, unfortunately, even though it's one of those windows that pushes open from the inside. 2 stickers that are kind of adorable. This computer screen, which has the characters talking with emoji. There's also this dartboard with a Spider-Man picture right there. I guess that's useful for just like if you have like a man cave. The design of this chicken is adorable and referencing how Venom eats chickens. I do like how they have like a little mouse right here. And the design for this outside part actually has a camera attached to reference Eddie Brock's occupation. The roof doesn't have too much going on, but it's a nice place for Eddie to perch over and rethink his life. And this is built in a way where you could easily remove the top section if you want to. Though it would have been nice to get maybe like some of those 1x4s with tiles in the middle and then studs at the ends, because sometimes you'll have a little bit too much bricks picked up at the front. The last building is a jewelry store called Marvelous Jewelry. Get it? The design of this also having a secret hideaway at the top floor. That sign is on a 2x8 tile, unfortunately a sticker. And there's the 1964 little sticker on this 1x2 tile that has the round edges. The design of that referencing the year that Green Goblin was introduced. We have a little fire hydrant at the front. I like the broken glass as well because there's a little play feature where by pushing this lever at the side, that panel flies out. But it's a pretty tight fit, so you're going to get that getting stuck quite a few times. Let's try that one more time. All right, well, I loosely put it there. I kind of cheated. I also like the build of this little light right here, which uses that one piece that was introduced in the Lego Marvel CMFs. The design of that kind of drooping down so that you could attach this little bulb build. I really like how that came out. Then we also have a return of a sticker print from the Daily Bugle set, which is Who is Spider-Man? So that's really cool to see once again because that only appeared in that one set. Inside, you have a very basic jewelry store, but we have a little cash register with a 1x2 print of the $100 bill, that classic print. More broken glass, and a jewel that's still in a glass. As for the top floor, there's this secret hideout, which I love this little fan right here. The design of this being a build I haven't seen in any other set. There's also this small bed, which is a very basic build, but you could have a minifigure laying down there, just attached to that 2x2 jumper tile. And then also, in this corner right here, there's also this sticker piece which references Miles Morales' first comics cover. Not only do I like this atypical roof design, but there's actually a play feature here that's a lot of fun. This roof right here can be removed, and you can put a minifigure inside there, and there's a trap door mechanism. And the trap door mechanism, all you have to do is push right here, and the minifigure falls out. That's a lot of fun. And this top half of the building actually looks genuinely beautiful. I love how this looks in a natural city setting. This building feels a lot more modular with how that middle section is formatted for easy removal. And I forgot to say, but those last 2 buildings also have these 1x1s with the Technic hole connections so that you could display the glider on either of those. And the last of the street build is this little stoplight with a refuse bin as well as a newspaper, another one from the Daily Bugle. And notice how in the bin they have a little soda can. The stoplight build is funny where they use a sausage piece in this gray coloring. I like the idea. I don't know if that completely works, but I'll take an atypical build. Finally, there's a very forgettable motorcycle for Miles Morales. The design of this having a sticker at the front. It looks incredibly oversized. You have these stud shooters at the side. Now I'll never find that stud again. Enough space to fit one minifigure sitting down there. You got some zap pieces at the back to just kind of show the exhaust here. Yeah, it's nothing unique, and I literally almost forgot to cover it in this video. There's only 2 exclusive minifigures in this set, and one of them is Ultimate Green Goblin, who has 3 new prints and a new color for that uncommon hat piece. That piece looks great, and the printing looks great at the front. I just don't like how it stops and there's no side leg printing going on here. It looks very incomplete in that regard. Not saying this needed like dual molded legs or anything like that. You can see that there's some back torso printing, which also looks pretty great. And this doesn't have an alternate face, but rather we have some back head printing. Even with the headgear removed, the minifigure still looks really cool. And I do like this new pumpkin bomb that they introduced with the summer 2025 Marvel sets, where this also comes in the Peter Parker's apartment set, and you get an extra one in this set using that Ghost Rider flaming headpiece, which I always like to see. It's been a while since we got a regular Norman Osborn. I mean, like before the Lego Marvel Superheroes line, where we got it in the Raimi Trilogy set. So to get a design for Norman Osborn in the non-Green Goblin outfit is kind of interesting, though every piece in here comes in another set. The torso print is from the Durmstrang set. The design for the face print is George Weasley's from the Burrow, which was also reused across genders. And the design for the hair piece is an uncommon color for that, but it has appeared in like a Star Wars set recently. You can see some back torso printing. I mean, it's a good suit piece. I just wish maybe there was something more unique about the figure and his alternate expression as well. This set has our first ever Kraven the Hunter since 2016's Bridge Battle, which is a lovely set. So it's really cool to get that character once again, and it's the only other minifigure in this set with an exclusive printing, where that torso print is exclusive to this set. The design of this figure reuses the face print of Doctor Strange of all characters, which is kind of annoying. We also have that gem as an accessory, and he has a spear. It's nice to see that fur piece used, which attaches at the neck, and you could check out some back torso printing, and he also has an alternate face print. This is our first ever Eddie Brock minifigure. It's a shame that there's no new prints whatsoever on this figure. We get a reuse of Bucky's head print from that horrible airport battle set earlier this year. Uncommon color for that hair piece, where it just was reintroduced in that color for a Jurassic World Rebirth set. My favorite part of this figure, though, is the attachment of the Venom head, where it looks like Venom's coming out of his body. And what they use for that is one of those neck pieces with a stud. And then they use one of those, as I call them, the 1x1 stamp piece, which has a little pull connection at the end. You attach one of these little claws right here. And then that has an action pose piece in black at the back. Very clever build. Then they just put a Venom head there, which is an existing print. That's hilarious, and I really love what's going on there. Torso print is actually from the Harry Potter Owl reset recently. There's a lot of pieces in here from the minifigures that are reused from Harry Potter sets. I don't blame them though, because dang is there's so many pieces in there that could be used for casual figures. Back torso printing looks like this. And there's an alternate angry face for Eddie Brock. Now Spider-Woman returns to the Marvel theme this year, but it was in the $30 Venom muscle car where she reappeared. So this is a much more expensive set where they just reissued the same minifigure earlier this year. The design of the torso and the face print are nice. Would be cool to have dual molded legs though. Yeah, it was cool to see her return, but with all the characters in this universe, you're not just going to put more characters that haven't appeared in sets cheaper than this year. Anyways, here's how she looks from the front with the alternate face print, and she also has a little web build, which we've seen in many sets before. This piece being fun with its rubber design, because you could lock minifigures inside there just by connecting the pole piece with that little hole piece. The Miles Morales minifigure of this set is the same one since 2021, where it was first introduced in a very cheap Miles Morales mech set, one that was $10. Recently, it came in a Venom mech set. It's also in the Daily Bugle set. I mean, I like the design a lot with that torso print and that hood piece. That's super cool. But yeah, this is a very common minifigure. At the back, you could see some nice back torso printing. And there's no alternate face, but there's some head printing at the back of the headpiece. There's the same old Ghost Spider minifigure we've been getting since 2019. Torso and face print are nice, but yeah, no dual molded legs here or anything like that. Very common minifigure where, okay, it came in a set that was like, what, $25 to $30 last year with the Spider-Man race car. Lame. And Spider-Man is the same one they've been using since 2021 with that arm printing, which I do like that it has arm printing, but no dual molded legs, especially in this expensive set. I mean, the subway scene for Spider-Man 2 from the same wave, which is much cheaper, has dual molded legs for Spider-Man. So yeah, overused design here. I do like the printing though, and you got some back printing as well. So overall, this is like right above a mixed bag. The builds are not anything amazing, but they do give me some nostalgia for a 2013 Daily Bugle. There's enough fun designs and play features and fun stickers, stuff I would that are prints, to keep this as something that is unique. And we haven't gone Oscorp before. I actually really like the jewelry store building, and the mini mart is pretty cool as well, where you can just fit those in a Lego city. The minifigures just feel so thoughtless, where we have like 2 exclusive minifigures. One is just a torso print that's exclusive, and even the best minifigure of the set that's exclusive, which is a Green Goblin, is missing like side leg printing. Other than that, you get reprints of pieces that came in mostly cheap sets, and minifigures that came in cheap sets even this year. There's so many characters from this universe, and to just keep putting in the same minifigures that are on store shelves and cheaper alternatives is annoying, in my opinion. The design of these interiors also does feel a little bit empty at points. And it has an awful price per piece ratio at 808 pieces for $140. It really shows, because this is something you look at it and you're like, okay, that's a decent $100 set. But no, add 40 extra dollars. With all things considered, I'd give this a 6 out of 10. It's definitely closer to a 5 than a 7. I still like a lot what's inside here. That price just weighs it down so much. So if you could find this on clearance, that would be great. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe here for more early Marvel reviews, where I have done some other Marvel set reviews from the summer that haven't released yet. Check those out. Seriously, you subscribing, liking, and commenting helps so much, because the algorithm is very rough. And I'll see you later. Peace out.